We're back again.
Hi.
Hi.
We look so different.
Yeah, we do.
Happy 2021.
Oh, yeah. ¿Verdad? Este es nuestro primer podcast del año.
Yeah.
Wow.
Cute. What a year. What a beginning
What
to a year. Amazing.
So, ya deben de saber de qué vamos a hablar because
yeah.
we had no idea what to talk about this week. We really didn't.
And then this just happened that same day that we wanted to
Yeah.
know what to talk about, and we were like, okay,
Yeah,
here
we're
we
talking
go.
about this. Yeah.
What a disaster.
Yeah. People
So,
are.
Who are the Trumpsters? What did they do?
Yeah.
So, when did it happen? It was yesterday, right?
Yes.
So yesterday.
Honestly, I don't know. I don't have notion of time anymore, but I think it was yesterday.
Yeah, I don't know. I was asking my dad what day is it, and I thought it was like Sunday, but it's actually Thursday. And I was like,
I know, but yeah.
So.
But yeah, I think it was yesterday. Bueno, yesterday being Wednesday.
Exactly. So Wednesday, January 6th, Three Kings Day, right? I don't want to offend anyone. I don't. If you support this president, so
to be honest, I didn't fully
just like ignorant and uneducated. I don't even know how to describe humans who support this president. Really said, let's go to the Capitol, break in, cause a whole commotion because we refuse to lose. That's what happened.
Look at, they were climbing the wall.
I know. And I've been to Washington, and I actually went to that place. And when I went, obviously you can go inside and there's like tours and all that stuff. And the security was insane. Like they told my dad was trying to take a picture of the place from the outside, and they were like, sir, and they were almost gonna kick him out because they saw the flashlight, and just for a phone they were gonna kick him out. And these people who barged in with flags, guns, actual like just a whole commotion, the police was just like, well, it is what it is.
They literally let them in.
Did you saw the video where they opened the barricades? I was like,
yeah. And look, honestly, I didn't understand why people supported Trump like before this happened, but like now after this whole thing happened,
now it's just like what?
I can't believe that there's still people out there.
Dude, and oh my god, I'm so sorry. And if this person sees it, I'm not gonna mention their name, but I know people who support Trump. Yeah. I was actually with them recently. And I am a very outspoken person. Everyone that knows me knows this. If I believe in something, I'm gonna let you know that I believe in it. But I obviously had to keep my mouth shut because these are people that we care about. And I guess like their ideology and the way that they like told me like, oh yeah, the election was rigged, like Donald Trump won and he has to win. And I'm just sitting here trying to obviously understand their perspective and their brainwashed point of view.
Being respectful. It's called being respectful and having manners. So.
But I cannot understand. I cannot give them a fact that will make me kind of like go to their side or even like genuinely like support why they support them. Because there's people who have different like ideals. Like I could be a Muslim and they could be Christian, and these are two different ideologies, but I can give you like a reason as to why I respect your religion, because it's your religion and it's actually really good and profound for you. But supporting this person who supports misogyny and is against basically women and rights and all of these things, it is incredibly sad for me to believe that these people genuinely think that they're doing a right thing, you know?
Yeah. Honestly, I feel like this whole thing could have been avoided if he would have just accepted that he lost in the first place, because he riled them up and then sent them like out there. And see, if I answer, like if they would have been in jail or anything, do you think he would have gone there and helped them? No. He literally he riled them up, like fueled them up, and then he threw them there. And he was not gonna help them. He literally caved in and said a video saying that he sorry or something.
He was like, we love you, thank you for all of your support, but please go home peacefully. And there was a comparison to what he said to the Black Lives Matter, saying that all these people who were peacefully protesting, who were literally just kneeling, nobody had a gun, nobody was doing anything, all these women, all these kids who were being pointed at by guns by the police and were being abused by the police. He just said that they were a bunch of thugs and a bunch of people who need to go home because they're causing commotion and they are making a whole mess out of things. But when these people are actually destroying, like, governmental, like a building, and they're stealing things who are actually
and
historically valued.
They basically killed a woman because a woman was shot and she died. That's murder.
And it's like,
or not? I mean, yes.
She did what?
If they shoot at her and she died, it's murder, no?
Yeah, she was murdered.
Exacto. Yeah.
There was a woman who was murdered, and nobody knows who did it yet. And I'm so sure that's probably just a white man who was bored,
it's not
shot in the air, killed a woman.
If they find who did it, do you think he's gonna go to prison? Do you really think he's gonna be sentenced to prison for life or for something? But if a black man were to do the same thing, or even a Latino or Muslim or anyone who is not white would have done the same thing, do you think they would be roaming free after what they did?
Be like in jail, or probably like excluded from the United States, freaking kicked out the
or
border,
in the hospital because the cops shot him or something, because that's how they react. But when it's white man and women going there and making a mockery out of everything, they do absolutely nothing. They basically let them in with open arms.
And they're calling it patriotism? Is that the word?
They're calling it
patriotic.
And
these people are terrorists. These people, let's start there. They broke down a public building. They stormed it with guns, and they made violence out of the whole situation. And you're telling me that these are just civilians who are just trying to prove a point? That is not what this is. The Black Lives Matter movement, that was looking for rights, that was wanting actual basic human decency from police and other people. This is a stupidity. And it is a absolute destruction of what being an American citizen should be. I don't even know what being an American citizen is anymore. They're just making a mockery out of the whole situation. It's just like, what?
And actually, they were calling it protest. That is not a protest. Actually, I found the post that we read about clarification about terrorism and protest. I want to read that because I feel like people might
need to understand.
Or say it's the same thing when it's not. So terrorism is the unlawful use of force and violence against persons or property to intimidate or coerce a government, the civilian population, or any segment thereof, is furtherance of political or social objectives. While a protest is a complaint or objection against an idea, an act, or a way of doing things and or an event in which people gather to show disapproval of something. Tell me how they are labeling them going into the Senate, the Capitol, wherever, and with guns, with flags, with screaming, hurting people. It's a protest. How is that a protest? The Black Lives Matter movement, when people were not doing anything, there's actually a picture of a woman just standing there, and she has like like 100, I don't know, like a lot of guns pointed at her because she's just standing there
protesting. Yeah, exactly.
That's protest.
And that wasn't called a protest. That was called a riot. A riot. I'm sorry, but no, it was not. There's another thing I wanted to talk about. So there was supposed to be like I was reading the news while it was happening, and there was a curfew enacted, right? That was supposed to happen. Yeah. And when there was the Black Lives Matter movement, if you were obviously just by being outside, you could have been arrested, shot, and hurt and abused by police. But then when the curfew came, they obviously were more violent so that people could get out, and they used smoke bombs, they used violence, they used the batons, they used all of these things to be able to get all these people out. And when the curfew happened for these people, they were escorted out, and they were asked peacefully to leave the building and all of these things. There was no violence. There was no police beating nobody. There was absolutely nothing. It was like a peaceful, like, oh, I'm sorry, like, stop.
Mm-hmm.
Stop hurting the statue, please. Please come outside. And like, what is that?
But the thing is that they say that there's no racism here, that there's no labeling people, that there's no that, but then this happens. Tell me how they're actually gonna continue saying that. Like, even a 5-year-old can tell you that's racism right there. It doesn't take an idiot to know that. Exactly. It just doesn't.
Exactly. And it just proves, I'm sad that it happened, because obviously I'm sure that there were policemen, there were Latinos there, and there were other people who were actually terrified for their lives, because obviously these people are the ones that are the most in danger, because they believe ideals from this president who obviously doesn't give about all of these people. And they were scared, they were scared, and I'm really sad for these people that they had to go through it. But in a way, I'm actually kind of glad, because people who were ignorant about the Black Lives protest can actually see just how racist this system is, because they knew nothing to these white people.
Maybe absolutely this is like a wake-up call for them.
Exactly. And that's what we need. We need change, and people need to understand that. And this is just a clear example of why we need it. It's stupid.
No,
it's so stupid.
Actually, Trump basically was the one who started the whole thing about saying that the elections were rigged, that he actually won and all that stuff. And he has a lot of words to say, especially on Twitter. And I hate it. Every time he posted, I hated it. I hated it so much. And it would be
they banned him.
Shut up. But they did. They banned him from Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. It's the best thing that they could have done. That's the best thing they could have done. Yes. Y obviamente, me imagino que they couldn't do that before because he was a president,
Yeah.
He had power.
He's still president, but what they said is, obviously, even though you're the president, like, this is not, you're causing a riot, you know what I mean? It goes against the guidelines for them. And I saw a post that Facebook and Instagram, I don't know about Twitter, but they are going to keep the ban for the 2 weeks that he's still enacting president. Another thing I want to talk about, I was watching.
It's like it was indefinite. The ban.
The ban? Really?
So that they cannot. I mean, my opinion is that they cannot let him have a platform for.
No, he is a child.
He can still run up for presidency in the next election.
Unless they do the full impeachment and all that stuff, which would cause him to be unfit in general. But I was watching the news, and there was this thing that's actually really scary if it actually happens. It still hasn't happened, but if they impeach him, right, before the 2 weeks are over, right, or they tell him you need to leave before your term is even over, obviously the vice president would become the acting president, right? Yeah. So that's how it goes. The next person goes. And so Pence actually has the right, or the I don't know what to even call it, but like, he is allowed to actually pardon Donald Trump for everything that he has done if he is acting president. So that means that right now, when Donald Trump obviously starts being president, he can actually be litigated by the police for a lot of things that he has done, like fraud and all of these things, right? And he can actually be in prison because he will be considered a civilian. But if Pence, being president, actually pardons him, the police cannot go against him because he will be pardoned out of everything.
He can't be reached, basically.
Exactly. He is basically just gonna be a free civilian who has done no crimes and nothing, if Pence actually decides to do that. So that's really scary for me,
honestly,
because he deserves whatever the fuck is okay?
Yeah, he really does. And
he really does.
Honestly, his vice president has to be, to be his vice president.
But the thing is, I saw a thing about Pence saying that he hates Donald Trump too, and that he was just acting, but I don't know if that's true. But if he does actually support him, and he does that,
that would be...
Come on, man. Like, he needs to have some kind of karma for everything and all of the hurt that he has caused this country.
He really does.
It just needs to happen.
Pero it's just... I'm still amazed that happened, and that it was so... It was taking... Like, they basically did nothing. Like, I'm still shocked by that. Like, really shocked. And I found it very unfair. And
yeah, me too. I was like grossed out. I was like, it made me feel like the hell, and I was so scared. This is another important buildings, right? They started with the Capitol. But these people are one of the most racist people in the world. What if these people decide to go against minorities? The LGBTQ, the Latinos, the Black people, the Muslim. These people are in actual genuine danger because these people are brainwashed. They do not care. There could be a mass murder of all of these people and nothing will come to them because it's a political statement. There's so many things that can happen, and it's genuinely scary. And as a Latino woman, of course it's gonna be scary. Come on.
Yeah, and honestly, they're not only doing that, but they're like making this reputation for the Republicans, because you can be Republican and not support Trump.
Support Donald Trump, yeah, of course.
But since you're a Republican, people are gonna label you as a Trump supporter in a way, because remember, is everything blue or red? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So they're basically just making things worse for literally everyone, even those who are in the same exacto as them. Because even themselves, their families, those people have families and they're doing that. They're really doing that. I honestly don't understand what was going through their brain when they were doing that. I really don't.
Me neither. That was another thing. I don't even know if I have a picture, but I went to Washington and I went to the Capitol when we were doing all that. And outside, there were like stands and people who, and I had never seen one in real life. I had never seen a person so expressionate about this president. And they stand there with Trump on their chest, with the flags, they sell
so
banners
proud,
saying that Donald Trump and all these things. And I'm just like, wow, I am watching children in a park, man. What is this? It amazes me, the amount of stupidity and the amount of fanatism that these people have. That's another thing. They're calling it protest. This is fanatism. There's no protest. They're being fanatics for a president. It's like being fanatics for One Direction. It's the same fucking bullshit. It's the same thing. I'm sorry. It's the same thing as if a bunch of kids were gonna go protest to a concert hall and destroy the whole thing because One Direction is not gonna be playing there anymore. Tell me it's not.
If they were to do that, they would be in jail.
And their parents would have to go because they're destroying public property and they're doing commotion. So tell me why these white stupid people who are storming a governmental building aren't getting the same repercussions? Repercussions?
Yeah. Exacto. And like, it's so, and they go around with flags out of their cars. Like,
I know.
And they, like, it doesn't matter what time it is, and like if it's election time or if it's like not election time, they still do it, and they put their posters, their big posters, outside their house.
I know, with like his face everywhere.
Yeah.
They have mugs with his face. It's so freaking stupid, man. I don't understand. Like I would consider myself Democrat. Yeah, that's the word.
Yeah.
I was like political parties. And I don't have a T-shirt of Joe Biden. What kind of sick psycho does that?
Exacto. Like it's something like to put it like a banner or something about the people about who you're supporting during the election time. But you're really gonna have a mug, a blanket, this stupid hat.
Jesus Christ! And then everywhere they go, they're like, "Make America great again," and I'm like,
I feel that feels like a cult. That feels like a cult.
It is a
Oh
cult.
my god.
It is a
That was the word I was looking for. Cult. Look, I know. And on TikTok, my god. Oh my god.
Empiezan a pelear porque, oh my god, how can you say that about our president? And I'm like,
And I say it again. They are que me enfogonan tanto. I don't comment, but me enfogonan tanto.
I know.
Because you're literally scrolling and it appears on a For You page and I'm like, you disgust me. And then I hit the not interested button. No, I saw this one. I saw this one about a woman, a white woman with redhead, and she was there, and she had the American flag, and she was like saying, oh, you know the song about kings and queens, like the song of the queens and the queens and the throne.
oh yeah,
Whatever. Esa canción, and she was like lip singing to that, and she was like, she had the Trump banner and everything, and she was so like proud of it, and she was like, and she then did something like this so that people could duet it and put like the hand like this, and they were and she wrote on the caption, she was like, oh, where are all my Trump supporters at? Make America great again, or
where are my girly Trump supporters?
Oh my god, I hated that. Oh, and then I don't understand it. And people are saying, oh, he made the economy better. Oh, this. So you prefer economy.
I understand.
Yeah,
He may have helped us get money. Cool. Bunch of people died, bro.
But yeah.
What the heck?
Yeah. But economy, basic human rights. I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know. Exactly. And like, oh my god, and I can't. I really cannot understand how people can support it. Oh, and the videos after the whole, there were some pictures of Trump crying, I think, or him feeling bad or something. I don't even know. And people were saying, I actually feel bad for him. We must remember that he's human too. Then why doesn't he support basic human rights?
Amen. Amen. Sis,
I was so mad. Like, I understand.
Like a child. You know what he did, bro? Like,
Exactly.
No, he deserves
I mean,
it.
I understand giving second chances, but bro, have you? The list goes on and on and on and on.
For
Exactly.
how many years has he been president for?
4. Yeah, 4.
For 4 years, he's had a chance to change
And before,
that, bro.
because
Like,
it's not like he was like a normal civilian before. I mean, he was one of the richest men in New York.
and he still made a bunch of mistakes, bro. He was still so
Exacto.
stupid.
Exacto. And I
And
understand
we still
that.
made him president, okay? That's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
Well, we
I
didn't. They did.
Yeah, they did. Exacto. I
I did
understand
my part.
that they are that he's a human being, that he has feelings, but how does he want us to care about his feelings if he doesn't care about our lives? I mean, what exactly did he do for Puerto Rico cuando we were in need? En todo lo de María? Oh, he gave us toilet paper. Thank you very much.
Yeah, and people are gonna be like, oh my god, forget about that. How can we forget? People were actually dying from hunger. People were thirsty. People didn't have a house. People were homeless. And this man who has the power and strength to be able to help a small island, because when there was another hurricane here, he did and invested so much money into everything for these people. And I am so glad, because I know that these people needed it, but we needed it too. And he didn't do anything.
And it was one of the worst hurricanes ever on this island.
It was the worst. It
was the worst, and it left so many people homeless and without shelter. And when you actually went out to the street, you could see it. No importa si era de un barrio de low income or de un barrio like really rich or something. We all suffered. More people. I mean, there are people who suffered more, but still, the whole island was suffering. And this island helps them, helps their economy grew more. Like, it's like, I'm not saying, oh, make us a state. I'm not saying that. I'm saying that
that if we are going to be part and you are a president, it is within your, like,
we are a colony of the United States. If they needed our help, we would probably give it to them. We would. We have the people who were in Texas and the whole a hurricane, una huracán, ¿verdad?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
No me acuerdo muy bien, but we sent stuff there. We really did, and I just find it very. He was just not. No, he was not. And I actually saw a video of someone when he lost. He lost. They threw toilet paper in the White House, and I loved that video. I adored that video because, I mean, era un puertorriqueño, so he did.
Yeah.
And
amen, as you should. He threw toilet paper in our faces, okay?
Exacto, and people can say that we're being petty or estamos siendo rencorosos. I don't
We're being
care.
petty. People died from starvation. Okay, I don't care.
People died. People were without homes. People were.
And they still are. There's still people like that. He could have had the opportunity to be like, oh, I just needed time to gather all of this money to be able to help and help us and give us something.
Todavía hay gente sin techo y estamos en el 2021 y es por María. Hay
casas y infraestructuras que todavía no existen por María y es como que bien sad. And this is a governmental like institution like FEMA, but they obviously need supplies from the United States. So it's like
they did what they could. They really did what they could. Sin ayuda de allá, with the only thing that they said was toilet paper. What? We're gonna have 1 million toilet paper, and what we're gonna do with that if we can go to the bathroom, if we don't have food, if we don't have water, you know?
Yeah.
It's just him as a person. I really, really, really don't support him, and I don't respect him. I can respect Trump supporters because they were brainwashed, but him?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, because he's the cost of it all.
Exacto.
And he's not doing like even in his last term days, he's done nothing to be able to even slightly compensate for all of the hurt and damage.
Exactly. He hasn't had the reflection that he needs. And mira que la gente se lo ha dicho, porque la gente se lo ha dicho. I mean, he lost.
Like this is the biggest, like, you know, come on, wake up call. You know what I mean?
It's just so stupid, and it amazes me how people can actually go and do that. It just amazes me, and it leaves me so angry.
It's angry. It's
horrible. And I'm sorry if there's someone listening to this who is a Trump supporter. I'm sorry. But you don't have to listen to us then.
No, I'm not sorry. I'm trying to say is, listen, if you're a Trump supporter and you have like actual facts as to why a person should support him and should tener pena a this president, give us a call.
Yeah, or
DM us.
DM us
We would
on
love to
Instagram.
talk to
We
you.
would love to have a conversation. We would love it, and we will be respectful. I promise you that. But we would love to know
Yeah,
why.
we will.
Yeah,
we
we
will.
will.
We respect everyone's values. It's just
Yeah.
in order to respect someone's values, the values have to at least have a solid concrete where people aren't causing other people pain.
Yeah,
and
because
there
fíjate,
being violence and terrorism.
Look, if you talk to a Trump supporter, they will babble and babble and babble
And they will
because they
babble
don't
about
know.
what? The economy. That's their go-to.
Or,
Like, oh,
y
the
a veces no
American
saben ni
economy,
explicarlo.
whatever.
Y a veces no saben ni explicarlo, porque hay gente que se pone a defender a él, and they cannot back up their facts. They cannot.
Mhm.
Or they don't educate themselves to back up their facts.
Mhm.
Because that's the other
And
thing.
I have been told this is an argument with somebody who's not a Trump supporter but was trying to become a Trump, like someone who's smart and would see it from their perspective. And they told me, okay, so they're obviously backing up the economy, so okay, let's start there. And he's like, would you, if he wasn't there, right, and there were a inadequate president who supported human rights but didn't have the economy is the base of everything, and everything would fall down, right? Because there would be people without money, people without shelters, people without food, because there is no income towards the country. And I'm like, okay, yeah. And then he's like, so therefore, having a president who doesn't support human rights, and there are people who are dying, but at least there's money. And I told him, okay, cool. So we have a president who can bring an income. But tell me, if he doesn't support human rights, and all of these people who are maybe a minority, but actually quite a big amount of people who are Latinos, Muslims, and Blacks, make a huge percentage that are not white. And these people are being attacked and are being abused, and they're being killed, right? So you have a amount of mass murderers in the whole entire country, and you're telling me that you would much rather have money to pay a fucking condo, but you do not want basic human rights for people, for a human, for what you are, for rights for yourself? And that's everything that I have to say.
Yeah. Es como the being rich, and that makes you all happy.
Exactly.
But when you are rich, people who are rich, they're depressed right now, and they
people
have
who
nothing.
are rich are the first ones who died from OD.
Exactly. And it's like, there's nothing wrong with, wanting to have a good, stable economy.
Of course, it's good to be ambitious and want to be able to pay for your things. But it's another thing to be happy and find comfort within yourself and all these things.
And also being happy for others and seeing others be successful, not only yourself.
Letting things thrive.
Es como aquí en Puerto Rico. Pues, we are in a pandemic. Everyone is in a pandemic right now, ¿verdad? I mean, it's a pandemic. Oh no.
Yeah, it's still a pandemic.
Point is, cuando cerraron los aeropuertos, or no sé si los llegaron a cerrar like fully, pero they were, pocas personas estaban entrando al país, lo que sea.
They were restricting them.
Ajá, exacto. The economy obviamente se afectó. But when they started opening up los restaurantes and all that stuff, that looks cute, by the way. When they started doing all that, los puertorriqueños, we went and we helped those places that need it. And right now, yo te puedo decir de un montón de sitios o personas que están siendo, supporting local businesses, because that's what happens when you have humanity. That's what happens when you have a place that is so, caring about each other or helps each other when they are in need. That's what happens when you have basic human rights. People help other people. Like, people have been opening online businesses, and they are doing good because people are helping them. People, the restaurants who just started and then the pandemic hit, people are helping them now. Los hoteles que tuvieron que cerrar por todo esto, people are staying in los hoteles, because you can have a good economy with great basic human rights. You know what I mean? People, once they are treated like they should be treated, people can be very nice, and people can be caring, and people can be there for you. You know what I mean? While the economy will not, like, having more money will not bring you happiness. It won't bring you this everlasting happiness.
Having an abundance of money creates a disvalue to money. Money is just paper. Money is just a value of paper.
People
so having more money is just like
exactly. People are evaluating. They're giving more value to a piece of paper than to an actual
like happiness
human
and
being.
Human rights and human lives. Lives. A life. Listen, I've thought about this so much. Listen, if I had no money, right? Like I literally lived in the street, I will still be scared for my life because obviously I don't want to like live in darkness or whatever because nobody knows what happens after you die. But when you have so much money, right, and you're just living a sad life and you feel sad and all these things, then you would rather take away your life, as in you want to feel nothing. And it's like it's so sad. So you're telling me that you would rather be like just like everyone's taking away their existence rather than like, you know, being alive, you know, and being when people have their rights, they can thrive. You know what I mean?
Yes, they can. And they can thrive together. Like, y también con lo de esto es lo que quería decir. The economy, yes, it grew. It's better, but for
it grew.
whom?
It grew very little percentage, by the way.
But
it's not that big.
The question is for whom? For the people who actually, you know, where does those funds go? Where do they go?
That's true. They went to the rich people.
The rich people, the ones who their taxes.
Who already had the money, by the way.
They pay taxes. Compare the taxes to rich people and to people with an average, you know, everything. Compare them. The average people, the broke people pay more taxes than the rich people, and then those taxes go to whom? To the people with the power.
Yeah.
So,
which is stupid. Like if the rich people who actually have the money to be able to pay those taxes pay the amount that we are paying, the economy would be much better. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, it will. It would. But you know, because they need those funds. They need it for their school. Like
that's another thing. Like education and like
the educational system is not okay, and we've talked about this already. So I'm not gonna go into that. I'm just gonna say it's not okay. But Trump supporters are going behind the whole economy thing, but it may not even affect them or improve the economy of themselves.
It's like they want to improve the economy. Okay, what is the economy for you? But it's not your economy. It's their economy.
His economy.
Yeah, basically, because he's part of that group. And he's gonna continue being part of that group. And the thing is, like, these people do it so that he notices them, but he doesn't care about any of you. And once he's not president anymore and se le quite el lloriqueo de bebé que tiene, he'll go back to his little New York penthouse and live his life and die as old age.
Exactly.
Or get shot like John F. Kennedy. You know, I don't wish death upon anyone, but it could happen.
I thought that was gonna happen, and it didn't.
Me too.
I really thought that was gonna happen.
Because it was like, you know, was it 19, 18, 17?
We just took this in history class. Oh my god. Did we? Yeah, we did.
Okay, wait. Hey Siri. No, wait. Hey Alexa. When was John F. Kennedy shot?
President John F. Kennedy was assassinated in Dallas, Texas, on November 22, 1963.
Okay, so it was the 19... Okay, Alexa, stop. Okay, so he was shot in the 1900s, right? So I was like, oh, okay, well that makes... Come on, you know, we're in 2000s, whatever. But there's still mass murderers, you know? So it could have happened.
I mean, you're saying that it was in the 1900s. When was the cosa esta? The hanger.
No.
The hanger. What? Yeah, I don't know. There was a hanger outside. No, ese no. The one that's with the rope. There was one outside the Capitol.
Oh, a president?
No. A machine. Well, not a machine, but a structure with a rope and a circle where you put your head and I don't know how to explain. La cosa que tú pones aquí and you put.
Like hangman.
Eso, hangman. When was that last? Like they used that as punishment before.
Alexa, when was the last time the hangman punishment was used?
Here's something I found on the web. According to blurted.com, the last hanging in Great Britain was of the murderers convicted for the wrongful death of John Allen West in 1964.
1964.
So,
but that was in Britain, so I don't think it's accurate. But whatever, continue.
But that's my point. It was used before, and it was brought to yesterday, when this whole thing happened, because I saw a picture of a hangman outside the Capitol.
Wait, what?
Yeah, no había una persona ahí muerta, pero
Jeez, but
no.
Why? Why is there
I don't know. They're crazy. They're crazy. A man was covered in fur with the Republican flag. Okay, they are insane. They are mentally insane.
Dude, you know what they should do? They should make like a mental asylum just for Trump supporters, and it should be Trumpies.
Yeah, they really should. They really should.
They need it, bro. For real. Oh my god.
But yeah, this was
America is such an interesting place.
Yeah. No,
what a cultural
people,
experience. Okay?
look
I'm
at
ready
people.
to go to Italy now. Come on,
People,
guys.
people are gonna be judging us, or them.
I don't care.
People are gonna be judging us like a lot because of this whole thing. Because we say, "Oh, Trump this, oh, Trump that," then there are riots in the Capitol because supporting Trump. Oh my god! It's just, me da, like, I feel so ashamed saying that happened.
I know, and especially like, yo, listen, I think I've mentioned this in another podcast. I want to be a lawyer and eventually become part of the government, but the government is so screwed, and it makes me so sad that this is the example that we have right now. Yeah. It's like, it makes me even want to like partake into another like session of study, because it's like,
yeah, but remember, the people, no.
Are they gonna die? Like
Los
before I
jóvenes,
can become
like,
part of the government.
Acuérdate que I feel like los jóvenes, the young people of now, are gonna be esta generación, it's gonna be it has been very impactful to everyone. So I feel like this generation of lawyers are gonna make such a huge difference on literally everyone's life, even if they're not like in the Supreme Court or Washington, but even like here in Puerto Rico, I feel like they are gonna make such a difference because they have a different perspective on things. Mm-hmm. They don't have because if you like, okay, my mom, she has su mamá, my grandma, she was from sorry grandma. She's old. She's not that
old. She's like
from
the 1800s, guys.
She's not. No. Okay, she's gonna kill me. But the thing is, they have a different perspective than us. Mm-hmm. She raised my mom, right? So she raised another generation, right? So you have to think that generation is being raised by people who had those ideals, or más o menos same ideals. So they were still with old ideals, so they were not gonna
be
follow
so
those ideals. Exacto. While maybe yes, we are being raised by by that generation, but we have social media.
Yeah.
Social
Thank God
media.
for social media.
I feel like if I had no social media and I had not, educated myself in everything that I should be educating myself, I feel like I would be such a different person. Not saying that,
Same.
not saying that my mom has horrible ideas or whatever, but still, like, parents sometimes don't talk to you about the stuff
Everything.
that's happening in the world because
You
they
would
don't
be
want,
ignorant.
exacto, they don't want to, no quieren que tú te asustes o lo que sea, they're parents, that's their job.
Mm-hmm.
Mientras que, like, me being curious about what's happening, what is this, what does this mean, I want to educate myself because I don't want to be disrespectful to others, that. And because of social media, I've learned so many things that I feel like I wouldn't have learned, like I said, in school or with my parents. You know what I mean? I feel like social media has helped us. It has done its not so nice things, but it has helped us.
It's a two sides to a sword. It gives you the good and the bad. But more, I am thankful for it because so many people get to, like you said,
they get
have
to
knowledge
raise their
on
voices,
things.
and they get to learn. And
just like what we're doing, this is a part of social media. We get to put our voices out there.
Exactly. And I feel like that's why this generation is so, impactful, and it's so open-minded, and it's so loud, because that's the word.
Yeah, I'm gonna bring you with me to take water.
Okay.
Yeah, we are a loud generation, but
Exacto.
Call us what you want, but that's good, is it not?
It's amazing.
It's better
but
to
that's
be
what
loud
I mean.
than to be quiet.
Like, I feel like this generation is gonna bring change. You know what I mean?
It is. I think that every little thing that we do brings change to everything.
Exactly. So, yeah. But yeah, I feel like this conversation was very well needed. I really do. So yeah. But we should leave it here. We are actually working on some projects for you all, and yes, and if you have any recommendations of stuff that you want us to talk about or things that you want us to do, I feel free to email us to
DM, whatever you want to do.
I forgot our email. Okay, I don't know. Feel free to DM us. I check the DMs more often than email. So feel free to DM us and tell us. And if you want to talk to us, you can talk to us. If you wanna, I don't know, send memes, you can do that. If you wanna sing songs, you can do that. Everything is accepted. Our DMs.
And if you ever want to be part of our podcast, that would be really cool.
If you want to, you can text us and we can plan it.
Yes.
Yeah, I know. Okay, but yeah,
I love how we're so serious. Like, the government sucks.
Yeah.
And then we're like,
yeah. Okay, our Instagram is odd with 2 D's, point 2 with 2 O's. It's like that. Yeah. So yeah, you can find us there, and you can listen to us on Spotify, Anchor. If you want to see us on YouTube, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, and a lot of other places that I don't remember right now. But yeah,
wherever you get your podcast from.
Yeah, exactly. But once again, thank you very much for listening to us. If you have comments or anything, or a different perspective than us, feel free again to DM us. We love hearing perspective from other people, because we're both very
we're open-minded, man.
Yeah, we are, and we like debating. So especially Camila, she adores that thing. She wants to be a lawyer, so it's it's not so. So yeah, but yeah, that's it for today. Thank you. We love you. Bye.
Bye-bye.